The final episode of Season 11 is here, and we are recording live from the Center Club here in Tampa, Florida. We have a guest returning on the show who is continuing to make an impact in the community. From being named to the Up-and-Comers Award Under 30 category, to one of Tampa Bay's 100 most influential business leaders by Tampa Bay CEO Magazine, today's returning guest is just getting started. He's accomplished a whole lot, and with that, there is a lot of learning lessons. But the big headline since our first recording is that entrepreneur Aakash Patel has been named by Governor Ron DeSantis to the member board of trustees at the Hillsborough Community College. We're going to learn all about that and more, but before he comes on, let's learn how he podcasts. Aakash, which platform do you stream your podcast shows through?
Through YouTube.
Through YouTube, I like that answer.
It's just simple, old school.
Yeah, I've been trying to put episodes on YouTube because I've become aware people are using it. When do you find time in your day to use it, to listen in?
Mornings. You got to listen in the morning to start your day. Get some motivation in you.
I love it. In the car, at the house?
In the car.
I love it. You heard how Aakash podcasts. I would love to hear how you do too. Email me info@vincentalancy.com and I will feature you on a show. And with that, I want to welcome you back to That Entrepreneur Show. I am your host, Vincent A. Lancy, and you can find me at Vincent A. Lancy on all social media, and my website is vincentalancy.com. If it's your first show with us today, every week since December 2019, I have interviewed a different founder from around the country and across the globe to share what worked well for them, what didn't, and all of their learning lessons along the way. You never know which motivational journey will inspire you most. And for today, we have a special bonus episode where we rewind the clock, and I am bringing back an entrepreneur who is focused on providing you with how it happened and some first-hand experience. We've last seen him on Season 2, Episode 51, so 10 seasons ago. My guest on the show today is someone I met networking right after grad school, and he was very supportive right away, and we have remained in touch, and I've got to witness his success firsthand. Entrepreneur Aakash Patel founded Elevate Inc., a Florida-based strategic business consulting firm, in 2012, providing public relations, community relations, targeted networking, and social media. They have served over 200 companies to date. He's made significant connections around Tampa. He helps others do the same. He's well known and recognized for helping companies and individuals define the experience they have within their constituents, building long-lasting relationships, from introductions, target marketing, and strong community relations strategies. He does it all. Aakash, thank you for joining me on another show.
No, it's great to see you again, Vincent. Congratulations on your second book. I'm proud of you, man, and really excited to be on the podcast. Thank you again.
I'm happy to have you. Would you introduce yourself a little more to our audience, and then we'll dive into business talk?
Yeah, I've been in the Tampa Bay area for 15 years. I started my business 9 years ago. I'm a Florida State University grad, so go Seminoles. And I studied political science and English literature, had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. Had some friends that had a couple of businesses, and they were helping get started. And they said, would you kind of teach us some networking capabilities? And I said, sure. So I took them to a couple of events, and they said, wow, you're really good. Why don't you just do this full time? I said, I could do that, but you guys are paying me. And so I Googled how to write a business plan in 2011 and kind of launched my career. February 1, 2012, and I've been blessed. I have a great team, and also have had amazing clients that have stuck with me through the ups and downs of COVID-19.
Yeah, we will get into COVID-19 in just a little bit. We know a little bit about your business from when you first joined us. Let's touch on maybe some newer things that have happened with the company since you last joined us.
Yeah, I mean, think through the company. When COVID-19 hit, a lot of people were saying, well, how do you stay relevant if you can't go to events and meet new people? Mm-hmm. And so I got into writing. I wrote a lot of op-eds for the Tampa Bay Times and Tampa Bay Business Journal and Tampa Bay Business and Wealth Magazine about things that were affecting millennial generation and things that are affecting education. You know, a lot of people in the beginning, if you think about COVID, they said, well, it's the younger people, the younger generations that are spreading it because they party too much and they don't wear masks. And actually, that's not the case. I mean, millennials are parents, millennials are nurses, millennials are doctors. I mean, actually, the truth is we were more scared than the other generation because we've lived through the recession too. So I think when it comes to education, you think about childcare. What are you going to do with your child? And you know, how do you tell a 2-year-old to wear a mask and they can't be social, or a 4-year-old? And so I think we have to make extreme decisions as a community to continue to support early learning education. And so as the past and current chair of the Early Learning Coalition in Hillsborough County, I've been for 7 years, I kind of wrote some op-eds, so the new relevancy to answer your question is a lot of people took note and they said, wow, this is a great way to get the word out during this time. And so many people were at home and LinkedIn and social media that it kind of just, a lot of people just were able to read it.
I'm glad you brought that up. You do a lot on the educational side as well. It's not just Elevate. You have your hands in a lot. Let's talk a little bit about that.
I just was appointed in June by Governor DeSantis. Again, very blessed. The
Yes.
governor's
Congratulations
office called
again.
me. Thank you. And I serve on the Hillsborough County Community College Board of Trustees. So there's 5 trustees all appointed by the governor. And we are a community college with 5 campuses, and we have 47,000 students and close to 2,500 employees. So we have a big economic impact in Hillsborough County.
Yes.
And if you think about community colleges, they are the college system that is affordable.
Yes.
Right? The state university system is great, and a lot of people, unfortunately, they go right through from when they graduate high school, they go there. But for the folks that have started a second life or they've had something happen to them, whatever it is, they get to go to community college, and it's an important community college because a lot of the trades that we think about, like plumbing and welding and firefighter and law enforcement and now nursing and dental hygienist, those careers are so important to our community, and we saw that during the pandemic. And so now I'm of the very good fortune of being part of this community college board. I've learned so much. I've toured 4 of the 5 campuses already. I'm touring my 5th one next week. And I'm going to travel with our president and a couple of trustees next week to San Diego.
Amazing.
For a national trustees convention. So I think the next 4 years of my strategy, this wasn't planned, but it was a dream one day, was to make an impact in the community in education, and that's what I hope to do as a trustee at HCC.
Yeah, now you're in the early coalition, you're at HCC, you're making a difference across as someone who's a career academic. I appreciate that very much. We've learned a little bit about Elevate now we've touched on the educational side, even what happened with COVID. Now I want to ask you for the best piece of advice you were ever given, Aakash, and who is it from?
Yeah, great question. I think, one of the best things I've learned is just from mentors, all sorts of mentors, is that don't give up. You're going to get a lot of doors slammed in your face before you get a yes. If you look at our business, I shared this with the CEO the other day of a bank. It takes me about 59 rejections to get one customer, and that's after 9 years of business. So you've got to go into the mindset that you got to put it all out there, and then just keep being persistent. And you're great at that. You got to be determined, persistent, and be you.
I can resonate with that a lot, especially with this most recent book, especially with a lot going on with COVID. I'm reaching out to principals, superintendents across the country, nonprofit organizations. The amount of no's I've taken in the last few months is certainly discouraging, but you have to treat everyone like it's a new opportunity, learn from each lesson and move on. Persistence is key. Thank you for touching on that. Now we're going to ask for more advice. If you could recommend one book, app, workshop, anything that can help our community, what would you recommend?
For me, and people talk about networking, I love the book Never Eat Alone by Keith Ferrazzi. I might have shared that with you in the last podcast, but if you think about the principles, it's so simple. It's just making sure you're always in front of somebody, building relationships when you're traveling, building relationships when you're at home. And I know COVID was really hard, but that's why what I told people during COVID is I set a goal for myself, and I reached out to 10 people a day on LinkedIn saying, how are you? They're already my connections, and we might not be doing business together, but it meant so much because they're like, wow, no one really asks how we're doing. So I guess my theory on this is, try to read Never Eat Alone when you get a chance. It's a great book. It will change your life. Following
simple principles, you're making it happen. Aakash, you remember from the first show, we do a spotlight story. We look into an entrepreneur and we get your analysis on it. Mm-hmm. Right now, on the Rewind the Clock episode, I want to give you the chance to shout out another entrepreneur, someone else who's doing great work in our communities, in your network. Who would you like to show some love to?
Yeah, a friend of mine, Dr. Raul Mera, he's a child psychiatrist by trade, but he has started, during the COVID, he started these videos, calls them the emotional vaccines. And again, you talk about pivoting and being more attuned, because mental health was such a big topic during the pandemic, because people were home more, people were not traveling as much, and they were not able to be social, and that really can mess with one's schedule. And so these emotional vaccine videos are amazing. We've seen them work with a lot of different clients around Hillsborough County and the nation. And so just give a shout out to Dr. Raul Mera.
And with that, Aakash, I want to thank you so much for rejoining me. I know how busy you are, especially. I love how you said it was a dream one day, and now you've accomplished right? You got.
Oh, we still got a lot more to do. You got it.
Of course.
Yeah, but definitely, I would say think big and set your goals high, and then you'll achieve what you can.
You stayed persistent during COVID as well. You talked about pivoting as well, and now you offered a great resource for our community. What would your last word be for your second show?
I think, if you're not on LinkedIn, update your LinkedIn profile, reach out to 10 people a day, connect with them, ask them how they're doing, set coffee times, and be persistent and be present.
I love the advice. Some things I do as well. Can you now share your social media, the website, any ways for people to find you?
Sure. At Elevating, we're always helping our city. So helping OURcity.com, helpingourcity.com is our website. My Twitter is @PatelTimes, PATELTIMES, and my email address is PATELTIMES@gmail.com.
Be sure to check out everything he has to offer, especially on LinkedIn. As he just mentioned, he puts out quality content each day, it seems like. And while you're on social media, check us out too. We are at That Entrepreneur Show on all social media, except on Twitter. We are at Podcasts by Lancey, so you have updates from all 4 shows. I am at Vincent A. Lancey on all social media, YouTube, and the website is vincentalancey.com. If you check out my books, please take a selfie with it. I would love to share your support. Mental Health Week is my latest book. And now we will end the show with a quote. As always, this one is from Albert Einstein. A person who never made a mistake never tried anything new. Thank you for listening, and we will see you on the next show of That Entrepreneur Show. Aakash, thank you again.
Vincent, thanks again, and congratulations. I'm really proud of you, brother.
Thank you.